Welcome to Conspiracy Corner Podcast. I'm your host, Abe Williams, and my co-host and wife, Samantha, is not here. She's at work right now. This is going to be part 2 of the Loch Ness podcast. So if you haven't checked out episode 1, check it out. Today's episode is we're going to be playing devil's advocate in a way, giving you basically the reason why people doubt the existence of Loch Ness monster, pretty much the hoaxers, the fake photos, who's the photographers, their stories. So there's about 3 or 4, maybe 5 that I'm going to go ahead and read these little stories and give you some history of who pulled off hoaxes and why and all that jazz. But I hope everyone's doing okay. Hope everyone's surviving the corona and stuff good. I've been doing good, just busy as hell. Trying to get these recorded and put out for you all. This is like my 3rd podcast on here backed up. 4th video in general that hasn't been put out there for you all because we're lacking internet right now. Yeah, just been working my ass off stocking. A little worried though because of the coronavirus. They're basically saying there could be food shortages. And our trucks have been getting smaller. They're talking about laying off people, and where I'm on 90-day probation, I'm not sure if I'm next or what. So let me know in the comments how you all are doing. But we'll go ahead and start this for you. The back-to-back media storms caused by Hugh Gray and Surgeon's photos prompted privately funded teams of investigators to converge on Loch Ness. Fortunately for the sleuths, a new road had been built along the length of the lake. It provided unprecedented access to the rural area and, by some accounts, a front-row seat to the storied creature. Sir Edward Mountain was the maritime insurance magnate who famously declined to insure the Titanic before her maiden voyage in 1934. He led the first legitimate hunt for the elusive Scottish beast. Mountain paid his men $2 a week to sit on the banks of Loch Ness with box cameras at the ready. Any worker who captured a picture of the monster would earn 5 times the salary. Although Mountain's team claimed to have snapped several photos of the beast, all of the images were grainy, blurry, and indistinct. The monetary incentive also cast serious doubt on their authenticity. One of Mountain's official watchers, Captain James Fraser, said he captured images of the creature approximately 150 feet from shore. On the northwest side of the lake, Fraser admitted that he hadn't seen monster's head or tail, but he ballparked its length at 15 feet. I took only a short film, hoping it would approach closer, Fraser recalled, but as we watched, the monster submerged. I don't suppose the film will solve the creature's identity. I am going to put slideshow photos of different photographs and stuff, so that way you all can have a visual image. It's one thing I'm going to try to do different with my podcast compared to other people's. I know a lot of paranormal and certain podcasts, like I'm not bashing them, but Paranormal Roundtable or Expanded Perceptions, they'll be talking about something, but there's no images really. There's just one image, you know. So I'm going to try to do that. Like I said, not bashing them, but somewhat learning from other people's, not so much mistakes, but what I like and dislike about other podcasts. So we got between 1933 and 1934, Newspapers routinely publish conflicting physical descriptions of Loch Ness Monster. It is a four-fingered beast, big game hunter, Marmaduke Weatherall reported. I should judge it to be very powerful, soft-footed animal approximately 20 feet long. Miraculously, Marmaduke claimed to have found animal tracks that showed the undulation of pads and claws or nails. Museum researchers, however, concluded they were hippopotamus footprints, although as far as anyone knows there are no hippos in the Highlands. Schoolmaster B.A. Russell described the beast as having serpentine head and neck arched like a swan that rose 5 feet out of the water. Meanwhile, supposed eyewitness Arthur Grant described the beast as something between a prehistoric plesiosaurus and the seal tribe. W. Erwick Goodbody, a member of Ness District Fishing Board, claimed he'd watched an 8-humped creature swimming in Loch Ness for more than 30 minutes. My daughter was positive she counted 9, Goodbody said, noting that each hump was approximately a foot apart. Even scientists couldn't agree on what creature lurked in the loch. On January 14, 1934, the New York Times cited the journal Nature definitively declared the monster to be a seal. Only 3 days later, the alleged paper of record ran the headline, "Loch Ness Monster Viewed as Squid." Regardless, the aquatic creature was starting to make big waves. The next documented monster sighting occurred on 1934 of August. After camping at Temple Pier on Loch Ness, F.C. Adams and his friends took a boat to nearby Urquhart Castle. From the top of the tower, Adams spotted a massive black object to the middle of the water. During the 30-second encounter, Adams snapped a photo of the beast. He estimated that an astonishing 300-foot wake trailed the creature. Within days, a local newspaper ran Adams' story, and weeks later they had printed his picture of the Loch Ness Monster. The black and white image seemingly showed the monster's dark flipper and an indiscernible section of the body extended above the surface of the water. Lacking access to the original negative or any proof that the photo was taken at the loch, experts largely dismissed it. Skeptics claim the appendage was actually a dorsal fin, most belonging to the bulbous-headed rhesus dolphin, which sports a dark paddle-like back fin, but dolphins don't naturally inhabit Loch Ness. So I'm going to try to find that photo for y'all and post it for you on here so you can see what they're talking about. In May 1938, South African tourist G.E. Taylor was the first to capture footage of Loch Ness Monster in color. Taylor said he was approximately 600 feet from the creature on the northern shore of the loch when he shot 3 minutes of 16mm film. Its body was large and rounded, with a tapering down to the neck which dipped under the water, Taylor stated. Where the arched neck re-entered the water, it had every appearance one would associate with a head. The body showed about 1 foot above the water. Its color was very dark. Unbelievably, Taylor saw the creature several times throughout the day. When we returned, the object was quite 50 yards near. He claimed the sun gave it what I would call a straw color. Expert analysis of the film concluded that the creature was likely a floating object, possibly a submerged tree. Indeed, the bordering hills are densely forested and uprooted trees frequently tumble into the water. So there's definitely different speculations, like the hippo foot. That was definitely a hoax. Where you would find a hippo foot, I don't know, but although Loch Ness Monster sightings continued throughout the 1940s, beast updates were buried by World War II headlines. The decade-long media dry spell was broken in 1951. Local Forestry Commission employee Lachlan Stewart captured a striking image of 3 monstrous humps breaching the surface of Loch Ness. Stewart's whose home overlooked the loch, claimed he spotted the monster on July 14th around 6:30 a.m. At first he thought it was a motorboat, but as the unidentified object approached, it changed direction, revealing several serpentine arches. Stewart snatched his camera, ran to the shore, and grabbed a shot of the creature. The woodsman alleged that each 5-foot hump was separated by approximately 8 feet of water. He also estimated that the head and the neck submerged in the photo added an extra 6 feet. Based on those estimates, he estimated that the Loch Ness Monster was 45 feet long. Unfortunately, Stewart confessed to pals that his sighting was a load of nonsense. This beast was reportedly fabricated with tarp-covered bales of hay that he floated in 4 feet of water. So there's hoaxer number one. Well, number two, besides the hippo foot guy. On July 29, 1955, a local banker, Peter McNabb, photographed a loch creature with elongated humps. Some black or dark enormous water creature was cruising on the surface, McNabb recounted, stating that he had made the sighting from the road just above Urquhart Castle. Without a tripod and in a great hurry, I took the shot. The picture became one of the definitive photos. It also remains one of the most controversial. The heavily publicized photo doesn't actually match the original film negative. Some experts suggest that the famous photo is a doctored copy, that's all. An altered version of the original print, likely painted over to conceal a boat tugging the object along, or to disguise what is actually a submerged monster-looking tree. Another theory alleges that the wake from a passing boat created the wavy illusion of a sea creature. In truth, there is no proof that McNabb's photo was fake, and even up to his death in 2002, the photographer never confessed to perpetrating a hoax. So even on deathbed, said it was real. Taken during a camping trip at Loch Ness on May 27, 1960, the famously revealing photo of the sea creature by Peter O'Connor featured a large section of the beast's bulging body. I was within 25 yards of the creature when the photograph was taken, the former Royal Marine Commando revealed, noting that he was waist deep in the loch during the encounter. It had turned its head in my direction, and I am sure that I knew I was there. For a moment, a horrible one, I thought it intended coming toward me. O'Connor described the Loch Ness Monster as having grayish-black skin or fine scales, a 10-inch sheep-like head, and a very muscular neck. I do not know why I was frightened of it, as it reminded me of a docile swan, he said. In the photo, the monster appears suspiciously motionless, contradicting O'Connor's claim that it was on the move. Additionally, shortly after the photo was taken, several artifacts were found at the reported site, including giant plastic bags and a pole that resembled the head of the monster in O'Connor's image. So that was probably just like a missed sighting. For years, filmmakers have attempted to capture irrefutable underwater footage of Loch Ness Monster, and DNA hunters still hope to capture evidence of the actual beast. Neither effort has succeeded so far. Visibility underwater is so extremely poor, an enormous amount of organic debris gets washed into the loch from the surrounding hills. This floating collection of dark decay is called peat, and rivers on both ends of the loch keep it circulating, which makes quality photography nearly impossible. In the early 1970s, Dr. Robert Rines, a highly regarded American lawyer and inventor, snapped several photos whilst submerged in the loch. He believed the images showed once again a supposedly extinct plesiosaur with rough mottled skin like the back of an elephant. But Rhine's photos, taken during multiple expeditions, did not stand up to scientific analysis. Experts at NASA concluded the image apparently to be grainy debris on the bottom of the loch. Well, there you go. I honestly can't trust NASA as far as I could throw them, so They can call me crazy and that's okay by me, Rhines conceded. Makes me almost want to believe Rhines just because NASA said it was fake. Like they have any say. As much photos as they've faked. I guess that would make them a professional on analyzing and realizing fake photos, though. In the mid-1970s, monster research suffered a body blow when two reputable monster hunters were exposed as frauds. Former Army Captain Frank Searle spent years photographing the infamous beast and had submitted several tantalizing images to the media. Searle's pictures were eventually exposed as fakes when a newspaper matched one of the long-necked monster photos to pre-existing postcards, featuring the same long-neck illustration of the dinosaur. All of Searle's photos were eventually debunked. In 1977, artist and illusionist Anthony Doc Shields claimed his unprecedented photo of the Loch Ness Monster head emerging from the water was the real deal. I wouldn't dream of faking something like that, as Shields insisted. It's not in my nature. Despite his denial, Shields' subject became known as the Loch Ness Muppet. Although his Nessie model was never discovered, Shields confessed that, in fact, he does not believe in lake monsters. The veracity of the Loch Ness Monster photo was consistently challenged throughout the 20th century. The popularity of both the loch and its legendary elusive inhabitant, however, was undeniably surging. But that's about it as far as hoaxers, and that's all I could really find, honestly. Maybe the next episode I might get into actual scientific investigation, different theories. There's more to come, but I just wanted to make a part 2, and there'll probably be part 3, maybe 4, depends on how much more info I got out there for y'all. Hope you enjoy, like and subscribe. Let me know what you think in the comments, and y'all have a good day.